Just cooking some mashed potatoes on my gas stove, and this gas stove reminds me of a story that happened to me. Well, actually, it is a story, but it's something that really did happen to me when I was a kid. My granddaddy was a farmer, and he killed hogs, and he had an old gas stove and a pump house he had out behind his house. And my aunt was still living at home at that time, one of them, and she had a cat that had some kittens, and I wanted to go out there and play with them kittens. That was my intentions. And so I went out there and started playing with them kittens, and I kind of started getting bored with that. And my aunt called me in the house for lunch, and I went back out to that pump house. I said, I'm going back out there to play with kittens. Well, I've been doing something else instead of playing with kittens. I've been playing with a gas stove while I was out there. And, you know, I'd seen people light them with a match and turn the eye on, and, you know, poof, you know, that flame will come up. You know, that's pretty cool. Well, I kind of knew how to do that. I wasn't no expert at it. I was just a kid, probably about 7 years old, 8 years old. And so I got some water boiling over here. But anyway, I got the light in the eyes, and I thought, well, I wonder how you light that thing right there. You know, it's got a big old door on it, and there's the oven. Well, I turned the gas on. I don't know how long that gas has been on. I turned it on. I lit a match when I opened the door. It blowed me up against the wall. Clothes caught on fire. My hair caught on fire. My eyebrows singed. Oh, man, it was terrible. I went flying out of there, running across the yard. My aunt seen me. She tackled me, knocked me down. Luckily, my clothes were just surface fire. They hadn't really started burning yet, and they didn't stick to me. She jerked my shirt off, my pants off, and I was burnt. It did burn me pretty bad. And I never went to the hospital, believe it or not. I had burns all over my body and scarred up. And I mean, I don't have a scar on me now. What I did have went away. I can't believe I can grow a beard, but head full of hair at 55 years old. So it didn't do any damage on that part. But when I got up that morning, I had no intentions of getting hurt that day. I didn't have any intentions of playing with a gas stove. I didn't have any intentions of getting blowed up against the wall. I had intentions, you know, going out there and playing with them kittens. But there was a temptation there. And so, kind of makes me think about, you know, things in our life sometimes that we bring a lot of things on ourselves. People that's addicted to drugs, pornography, and a lot of different things, spending, in debt, just you name it. You just whatever it may be for different people. I don't think they woke up one morning and said, you know what? I think I'm gonna go out there and be a drug addict today. You know, I think I'm gonna go out there and do something that's absolutely going to destroy my life or make my life hard, or I'm gonna do something that's gonna have some long-term consequences and effect on my life for a long time. But just like me being tempted by that gas stove, you know, I knew there was danger there, but I didn't realize what kind of danger there was. But the thing about our life, if we're old enough and know right from wrong, and people's told us, or we've seen other people do something, and we know the possibilities of what it could do to us. And, you know, sometimes, you know, we think as human beings, you know, oh, that never happened to me. I can get by with it. No, that ain't how it works. That ain't how it works. You know, I guess I'm saying this right, cause and effect. You know, if you do something, you're playing with fire. If you know that it could possibly, you know, cause you some harm, cause you some grief, cause you some addiction. And you may think, well, I can handle it. And you might get by with it. You might be lucky, or you think you get by with it. And another thing is, you think, well, it ain't hurt nobody but me. No, it hurts the people around you as well. See, I was feeling the pain when I got burnt, but my family was suffering because they didn't like seeing me in the pain that I was in. I'm going to tell you, for 3 weeks, I hurt. And then when I started scabbing over, And my grandmother, my mother said, if you touch them scabs, you pull them off and you make scars, we're going to tear that tail up for you. And we had to keep ointments and try to keep them scabs soft and everything and where I wouldn't scar. But you know, they felt my pain, or they felt pain for me because I was suffering, I was hurting, I couldn't sleep. And so what you do, it does affect other people. You may think, well, this is my life, I can do what I want to with it. Well, you might can. But, you know, if you know the potential of danger or potential of an addiction or potential of something that's going to follow you the rest of your life, well, that's on you. You can't blame that on anybody. You know, I know now, you know, 40-something years later that, hey, gas stove, if you don't handle it the proper way and you turn the gas on in the oven and you stick a match in there, you're in trouble. I mean, I don't even like lighting anything, gas, water heater, anything much like that much. Sometimes these eyes on this stove right here, it's got them electric ignitions, and if it don't light and it takes a second and it poofs, I mean, I have flashbacks because I know, don't want no part of that. But that's just, you know, a lot of things that, you know, in people's lives today, they bring it on themselves. They want to play with fire because they think, well, I can get by with it. I can do this. I can speed down the road. I'm not going to get a ticket, or I'm not going to have a wreck. I can text and drive. It ain't never going to happen to me. You know, I'm invincible. Oh, that sign says wet paint. Well, that doesn't mean me. I can touch it. You know, you just got to think before you act a lot of times, especially if you know better. And if you've learned lessons in your life, you better take in lessons and build upon that. That's called knowledge and wisdom. And use it. I don't know if I introduced myself. My name's Jeff, and when I was cooking these taters right here, I was just thinking about, you know, using this gas stove, and I just remembered that happened to me when I was a kid. I don't think about that all the time, but I definitely remember the pain of it. That was some of the worst pain I ever had in my life. But yeah, my name's Jeff, and welcome to the channel, and I appreciate you stopping by. And if you like this kind of content, whatever kind of content I create, hit that like, subscribe button, and I'm going to leave a link in the description below where you can help support this channel, buy me a coffee. Have a great day.